Who invented football? Imagine this. The FIFA World Cup final. Over 1 billion people are watching the same match. Entire cities fall silent. Restaurants stop serving food for a few minutes. Families gather around televisions. Strangers hug each other after a single goal. 90 minutes of football can make an entire nation celebrate, or cry. But have you ever stopped to wonder, who was the first person to kick a ball and think, this could become a sport? Most people would answer without hesitation. England. It sounds like the obvious answer. After all, England gave the world the Premier League, legendary clubs, and the official rules of modern football. So the mystery is solved. Right. Not even close. Because if you could travel back more than 2,000 years, you would discover something surprising. People were already playing games with a ball long before England even existed. One of the oldest known examples comes from ancient China during the Han Dynasty. The game was called Cuju, which literally means, kick the ball. But this wasn't a weekend hobby. It was military training. Soldiers kicked a leather ball stuffed with feathers through a small opening suspended between bamboo poles, using only their feet. There were no stadiums, no roaring crowds, and certainly no million-dollar contracts. Just discipline, precision, and probably a few bruised ankles. For a moment, it seems we've found our answer. So, did China invent football? Not quite. Across the world, the ancient Greeks were playing their own ball game called Episkyros. It was rough, fast, and demanded teamwork. Later, the Romans adapted it into a game known as Harpastum, where players fought fiercely to carry or kick the ball across the field. Imagine trying to play football today with almost no rules and far more wrestling than passing. Modern referees would probably end the match before halftime. And the surprises don't stop there. Thousands of years ago, civilizations in Central America were also playing games with rubber balls. Their matches weren't simply entertainment. Some were deeply connected to religion, ceremonies, and the beliefs of an entire civilization. Suddenly, the question becomes much harder. If China had Cuju, if Greece had Episkyros, if Rome had Harpastum, and the Maya had their own ball game, why does England receive the credit? Because creating a game isn't the same as creating a sport. For centuries, villages across medieval England played what people called football, but it looked nothing like the game we know today. There were no fixed teams, no referees, and sometimes no limit on the number of players. Entire villages could compete against each other. The streets became the field. Gardens, rivers, and marketplaces became part of the match. Games lasted for hours, windows were broken, noses were broken, and sometimes the only rule seemed to be, get the ball to the other side somehow. It was exciting. It was chaotic. And it was impossible for different towns to play each other fairly. Then came the moment that changed everything. In 1863, representatives from several clubs gathered in London to answer one simple question. If everyone plays differently, what exactly is football? Their meeting led to the creation of the Football Association, the first organization to establish a single, standardized set of rules. For the first time, football had one identity. It was no longer just a collection of local traditions. It became a sport that anyone, anywhere, could understand and play. That decision transformed the world. British sailors introduced football to distant ports. Railway workers carried it from city to city. Teachers brought it into classrooms. Children passed it from one generation to the next. Within only a few decades, football had spread across every continent. Today, more than 250 million people play the game regularly, and billions tune in to watch the FIFA World Cup, making football the most popular sport on Earth. So, who invented football? The honest answer is nobody. Or perhaps everybody. Ancient China gave the world one of its earliest kicks. Greece added competition. Rome added intensity. Many civilizations created their own versions. And England did something equally important. It took thousands of years of scattered ideas and transformed them into one universal game. Maybe that's why football has never truly belonged to a single country. Because it wasn't born in a single moment. It evolved across continents, across civilizations, and across thousands of years. Every time a child kicks a ball in the street. Every time a stadium erupts after a goal. Every time the World Cup brings billions of people together. We're not just watching a sport. We're witnessing one of humanity's longest and greatest stories, still being written with every kick of the ball.